Hello everybody! So I have a quick update on my Vanda Pachara Delight. This is the first bloom on this orchid bag baby I got from Lowe's, and I'm very happy that it actually finally bloomed for me for the first time. As you could see, it's not really a big um, Vanda orchid as you would see here. Right now I put it in a temporary container with a little bit of water to keep it in moisture, so it wouldn't dry out while it's in my um, kitchen right now, as you could see. But definitely I'm really enjoying this beauty of orchid here. As you could see, there's like three supposedly flowers here. The third one here is still about to bloom. Okay. The other two I already had opened, and I'm really liking the way it actually presents itself, because the petals has that very desirable shimmer on its petals, and the spotted patterns on the petals are very fantastic. I mean, marvelous in terms of how it looks, and it really looks good against the sunlight, as you could see here. The pollen caps, of course, are yellow, as you could see from the center of the flower, and the lip, I find it so interesting because it looks like a darker indigo color that reminds me of the taro root. And as as a kid in the Philippines, Filipinos eat this taro root, what we call ube, as a dessert, and it gives me a lot of the nice nostalgic feelings about that dessert. Um, it's an indigo purple dessert, and that's what this flower kind of reminds me. As you know, the this orchid, the Vanda Pachara Delight, is quite popular in the orchid growing community because of its well, they kind of say this is one of the blue orchids, but there's no real like blue orchid, as you would have known, like heard about like the fake blue phalaenopsis orchids that you see in stores. That's the one that they injected with dye to so the flowers would turn out blue. Well, that's the closest blue that you might actually get. That's artificial. This is the closest that you could get for a blue, a blue petaled orchid, and but for me, it's much closer to a bluish indigo, purple color, but definitely much deeper than any purple color that I've seen. You would remember the bluebird new stylus Lucneri. That is kind of like bluish, but more on the purple white side. This is definitely much deeper and darker in terms of its hues. All right. So something that I could say about this one is definitely the flowers are quite relatively big. I mean, for a first bloom, this is of course much smaller than a typical Vanda Pachara Delight bloom. But for me, this is quite still like a great size in terms of the bloom dimensions. So as you could see closely here, yeah, definitely the lip has that looks like a waxy thick substance in it, and one of its ancestors, as you would think, is the Vanda coerulea. So this is 50% Vanda coerulea and 35%, at least 35% Vanda sanderiana. So that's why you have like that very rounded petal shape on this flower, because of the Vanda sanderiana. That's very desirable for Vandas. And and then of course the Vanda coerulea contributed to the bluish indigo color. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about how I grow this. So this is in my humidity tent, and it grows at about 90% relative humidity. It kind of really likes that because, as you know, Vandas really like the tropical humid environment of Southeast Asia, where it came from. So a lot of these guys came from Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, you know, those countries. So as you would see, you know, those jungle environments are very conducive for growing Vandas. And for me, even right now, when I'm just like looking at this beauty in my kitchen, I really want to keep this in relative high humidity, especially around the roots. So since my humidity tent is almost always humid and moist, so I don't really water this every day or every other day, as you would see from other orchid growers on YouTube. So since it's very humid there, I only like once water it every 1.5 weeks or so, or even like less, maybe once every 2 weeks, and it's quite good there. I mean, in terms of the humidity and moisture, so I don't really have to really mind it. And in terms of light, it really likes being in close to the fluorescent light. So as you could see, the leaves here are quite light in color because of the exposure to high amounts of light during the day. So yes, definitely you would definitely want this to be exposed to a lot of light so it would bloom, because that's how it goes, how it's being grown in, you know, nurseries and even in the wild. All right, so I just want to show you quickly this odontoglossum Cambria type oncidium alliance orchid that I have here, Carnivale Rio. Watch my previous recent video. I already have a special on that. I already featured that there, and now I'm just, you know, showing you this guy here. So definitely, I'm quite happy that I was able to grow this indoors without sunlight. So I'm assuring you that you would be able to grow this under your fluorescent lights, your LED lights, just as long as you have at least about 3,000 to 2,000. Well, no, actually 2,000 lumens should be fine. 1,500 lumens. That's what I have currently from my other growing space. So definitely just two long 4 feet fluorescent lights tube already is like a good match for giving enough light requirements for this Vanda orchid. Yeah, so there you go. So I hope you enjoy this update that I currently I just showed you guys. As you could see, there's the third bud here. This is still about to bloom. It's, you know, you could see this shimmer on its petals as you go from side to side, from top to bottom. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more updates on my orchids that I grow indoors. Alright, so happy growing to all my orchid growing friends. Yeah, happy holidays. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Alright, see you soon on my next update.